Thank you for joining me today. I'm glad that you are here. Trust that you're doing well. Just wanted to let you know about a situation I had years ago. The testimony, really. I was dating a girl, and this is during my crazy days when I was really living the wild life. When I was a beekeeper, and man, can I just tell you, the buzz that it was around that place was amazing. So I was a beekeeper, and I just loved it. And this girl that I was dating at the time, she said, "Hey, look, it's either me or these creepy, nasty things that you keep care of all the time." And I thought about it, and when I saw her face, I became a believer. I left her. Believer. Moving forward. Oh, one more joke. What do you call an ugly dinosaur? An eyesore. We're in James chapter 1. James chapter 1. We're going to be reading verse 12, and we'll talk about that. Verse number 12 says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." Them that love him. All right, so we're always talking about how to be happy. We see people try to create happiness in all sorts of ways. Some people are trying to create happiness in an autonomous zone without police officers. Some people are trying to create their own little utopias wherever they're at, and people try to make happiness. They try to manufacture it, but happiness in a long-term setting, in a fulfilling setting, is all about Jesus Christ. And so when you see here, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, that doesn't sound like fun at all. You know, we've talked about blessed is the person that's offended. Blessed is the person that, loves his neighbor. Blessed is, and all these things. And so now we're getting to this point where it says endure temptation. And endurance and enduring hardship is not something that we really like to talk about. Airplanes. Enduring temptation is not something we really like to talk about, but we need to be tried. We need to see really what our extent is. I think the human experience is that we want to see how far we can go. We want to see what level we can really achieve. We really want to see what we're made out of. I think the average person is that way. And when you see our life, if there was never a temptation, if there was nothing to try us in our lives, what would we really be made out of? What would we attempt to do? And so when you're running, every step you take, you're proving that you can go one more step. You got that friction, the foot connecting with the cement, and you keep moving forward. Or if you're lifting weights and you're trying to lift just a little bit more, or if you're a Christian, you just read one more chapter, you pray one more minute, you deal with the circumstances that are around you, and you keep being faithful to God. What does that result in? Your faithfulness, even in the face of temptation, even in the midst of trials. What does that really look like? This is what it looks like. It says, "He shall receive the crown of life." Not that you receive salvation, but when you pass on to the next world, when you've accepted Jesus Christ and now you're a child of the King, and you pass on, you get this crown. And it says, not only do you receive that crown, it says, "which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." You see, when temptation comes your way and you have two choices, you're going to choose the thing that you love the most. There are things that I may want to do at any given time, and it might be maybe hanging out with my buddies or spending time with my wife. And not saying there's anything wrong with spending time with your friends and all that, but if I continue to spend time with my friends and I don't spend time with my wife's going to start realizing that I actually love my friends more than I love her. And so if I love my wife, I'm going to try to spend more time with her. I'm going to sacrifice for her. The same way with the Lord. Not that you can never have fun, not that you can never do things that don't involve church or whatever religious stuff there is, but when you spend time with him, you're going to show him that you love him. So blessed is that person that endures temptation. They'll receive the crown of life, and the reason they will is because it's for those that love God. So if you love God, your life will reflect it. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.